With great difficulty.
That idiot Elon Musk,
Oh,
that guy, like he's going to, like, who evidently is a Nazi. Like, I just refuse to believe that it was an accidental 2-time Sieg Heil.
While billionaire Nazi clown Elon Musk is on the verge of tears in a recent interview, Bill Burr is tearing him apart. So I'm going to get to both of those clips in this video. Bill Burr, once again, I think he's done this 3 or 4 times now, just tearing Elon Musk apart. I'll get to the latest example of that with an NPR interview. But before I get there, let me set the stage with Elon Musk's companies and how terrible they all are and what is setting him off on the verge of tears. So SpaceX's latest Starship test flight ends with another explosion. So this is the second in a couple of months, nearly 2 months after an explosion sent flaming debris raining down on Turks and Caicos. It happened again. This ended up delaying a ton of flights. Can you imagine having your flight delayed because of Elon Musk's space rocket that, by the way, you helped to fund because of how much money Elon Musk takes from people? Musk's companies, SpaceX and Tesla, were awarded at least $18 billion in federal contracts, according to spending data, with SpaceX winning more than $17 billion worth of contracts since 2015. So while this Nazi clown's trying to cut essential services, essential programs like Medicaid, like Social Security, he is essentially legally stealing money from everyday people and blowing it up in the air and delaying your flights. What an amazing system. And this guy is the one in control of government waste. Anyone looking at this objectively would probably start with cutting the contracts that they are giving to Elon Musk's companies, as clearly that is a lot of wasted money there. But also Tesla sales are falling off a cliff globally, including Germany, Australia, and China. German sales were down by a massive 76.3% last month, with Australia posting a similar 71.9% decline. And their shares have plunged 15%, suffering steepest drop in 5 years. Not looking very good since the start of the year here. We could even go back, though. There was a big up during the end of the year and then back down to where it was. I can't imagine anybody at this point who isn't just full on mega going in and buying a Tesla. There are other EVs out there that are much better quality. Don't fall apart when you drive them off the lot like Teslas often do. That you could be going out to buy if you want to buy an EV. Why would you want to, at this point, I get if you already have one, it's unfortunate. I would be working to sell that. But why would you at this point go out to purchase a Tesla? But also, how about Starlink, another one of Elon Musk's companies? Well, they just had a $100 million contract canceled by the Ontario government due to the tariffs. And their competitor, named Eutelsat, their shares have skyrocketed 390% in a week, as it's speculated right now that they may be replacing Elon Musk's Starlink in Ukraine. So check out this interview now with Elon Musk on Fox Business, how he handles this question.
You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean...
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress.
Good progress, he says. More on that good progress in a minute, then I'll get to the Bill Burr clip. But look, to be fair here, I don't know what's going through his mind. I thought this was a great caption here from Jay in Kiev, writing, "The old fascist is on the verge of tears as he contemplates his imploding empire." Like, that could be what's going on there. It also could just be he's very awkward and doesn't know what to say, just generally. But the reality of his situation is all of his companies right now are doing terribly, and they are all because of him. The only reason. So I don't know. There must be a part of him that is able to be honest with himself, at least with what he has done to his own companies, with how much of a clown he is. But maybe that's asking too much of somebody who's such a sociopath. I don't know. But in terms of the economy's doing so well, things are great. From Market Watch here, Trump's first 50 days, stocks suffer worst start to a presidential term since 2009, which of course was during the '08 financial crisis. It's not been a good time. Unemployment rises in February. U.S. average wages slow down in February. So the first full month of Trump, things are getting worse for everybody. And on top of that, Trump is not ruling out that it won't get even worse. Trump won't rule out potential recession this year. And this is the guy who lies all the time. Even the guy who lies all the time is not able to bring himself to pretend that things are going to get better. Let's get to Bill Burr now. So this was an interview with NPR's Fresh Air.
Like, this is my thing with, like, politicians. The fact that the lack of privacy for the average American citizen, especially women, with the amount of women out there that have psycho ex-boyfriends, the fact that all of these stupid corporations are just allowed to do the things that they're able to do is beyond me. And where my comedy act is right now is I'm trying to get regular people to stop yelling at each other and realize that it's a select few group of nerds, okay, eating raw almonds and doing their stupid workouts and everything and just competing with each other to have the biggest infinity pool, and the rest of us are getting pushed down. And they've politicized the whole stupid thing, and we're falling for it.
And who's the they? Besides people who eat almonds?
That idiot Elon Musk.
Oh.
That guy, like, he's going to, like, who evidently is a Nazi. Like, I just refuse to believe that it was an accidental 2-time Sieg Heil. And he does it at a presidential inauguration. This is why I hate liberals. It's like liberals have no teeth whatsoever. They just go, oh, my God, can you believe I'm getting out of the country? I'm just like, you're going to leave the country because of one guy with dyed hair plugs and a laminated face who makes a bad car and has an obsolete social media platform? You're going to leave this? Why doesn't he leave? Why isn't he stopped? What are we so afraid of this guy who can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag?
You can take him on.
Like, why do liberals just sit back and not, they have nothing?
What are you doing?
This.
Okay.
This. You got to speak up about it. You don't just go like, oh my God, what? Like, listen, first of all, it's like, I'm a stand-up comedian. It's not my friggin' job. I'm talking about, like, Democratic politicians. Where is their pushback? They're allegedly liberal. You see this guy do this thing. You know what the end result of this thing is, which all these neo-Nazis, not only are they stupid because they're neo-Nazis, they don't even look at what Hitler did. He ruined their country. And this idiot is going to try to lead us down that road and then play it off and act like he didn't do what he just did.
All right, so apart from the brilliant, hilarious, and accurate takedown there of Elon Musk, this anger at the Democratic Party for not fighting back is something that I am seeing grow. Not just with the people that are traditionally, covering or into politics or following it, but with normie people. This is for the Democratic Party to correctly identify before the election how dangerous Donald Trump is, and then when he's in, sit back and do very little to try to actually fight what he is doing has been remarkable to watch. I mean, I can't say it's surprising knowing how terrible, how weak the Democratic Party is when it comes to fighting the right. Yeah, when it comes to fighting progressives, you see what they did to Bernie Sanders twice. Like, there's no limits to all the stops they'll pull out for that. But when it comes to actually fighting corporate power, billionaire power, fascist power, there is very little fight in them. And leaders like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer are nowhere to be seen, and in fact are making excuses for not doing anything. I recently covered Hakeem Jeffries making the excuse, well, they have the White House, they have Congress, what are we going to do? Like, literally trying to describe why he's doing nothing. It's been, I don't want to say surprising, because anyone that follows the Democratic Party knows how weak they are to the right wing, but it's been just wild to witness. A very specific example of that that is happening right now is what is going on with Mahmoud Khalil. So only 14 Democrats signed this letter, while everyone else, as New Republic writes here, cowers. So only 14 of them called for the release of Mahmoud Khalil, a pro-Palestine activist and green card holder disappeared by the Trump administration for organizing at Columbia University. And their letter goes on to say, Khalil has not been charged or convicted of any crime. As the Trump administration proudly admits, he was targeted solely for his activism and organizing. We must be extremely clear. This is an attempt to criminalize political protest and is a direct assault on the freedom of speech of everyone in this country. Just a clear and open violation of free speech. And not even just a violation, but a celebration. They are celebrating the fact that they are violating this man's free speech. So 14 Democrats thought it was worth their time to sign this, just 14 of them. And that's, again, one of countless examples so far of how little the Democratic Party is fighting back. And that's part of the reason why you're seeing, massive crowds show up for Bernie Sanders. He's done a few speeches over the past couple of weekends. We're talking 9,000, 8,000 people at each of these. In one case, the crowd was larger in that same venue for this speech than it was when he was running in 2020. Like, this is not an election year, yet he is drawing big crowds because people are looking for a place to put their energy. The masses want to do something, but they need some proper leadership, and the Democratic Party is giving them nothing.